Us this morning with a sneak peek of tonight's premiere episode is KPRC2 investigative reporter Robert Arnold. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Good to be back again. How are you?
I'm doing very well. First day back from vacation, so I have no complaints this morning. I'm really interested in seeing this. This is very highly anticipated. Walk us through what it was like. I know before the show began, I was asking you, did you get to hold the heel?
Yes, they take it out, and of course there's procedures, and you have to wear gloves, but it's still in the evidence box. Both of the shoes are, although one was used as the murder weapon. Shoes are still there, along with you've got her nearly 4-hour-long interview with police. Ana Trujillo's nearly 4-hour-long interview with police, her 911 call, as well as very detailed crime scene photos and video. And that was key because this case really became about the science and the evidence. If you remember, Trujillo claimed that she was defending herself from this crazed boyfriend, and he was grabbing her and he was forcing her down, wouldn't let her go, and the only thing she could think to do was grab her high heel shoe, her 5.5-inch blue suede high heel shoe.
Which you just saw.
Right. And just start hitting him. And she didn't mean to, she didn't know what she was doing. She was just trying to hit him to get him off, everything. But when you speak to the prosecutors and you look at the crime scene photos, they say that evidence told a completely different story and disproved her claims of self-defense.
Who were you able to talk to for this episode?
So we spoke to John Jordan, who was the lead prosecutor on the case, and he was the one who really walked us through all the evidence that was used at trial and how it disproved her claims of self-defense. We also interviewed her defense attorney, Jack Carroll, as well, and he really believed her claims of self-defense. And we kind of went through, well, when the prosecution brought this up, why did you still believe this? And so we go through that whole thing. So it's really how this case unfolded through both of their perspectives.
When you talk about self-defense, do we know how many times she struck him with that heel? 25 times.
It's grim, but what was interesting is he had no skull fractures. He actually bled to death. That's how many strikes of that heel. Like, one of the things that you'll see tonight is the medical examiner x-rayed the stiletto heel, and it looks like an ice pick. And so he actually bled to death from all the hits to the head.
To the face.
And the head, yes, just everywhere, yes.
Wow. I know you had the opportunity to, go down to the archives to go through this evidence. What was it like going through the evidence? Anything in particular stick out to you most?
Her interview with police. Yeah. It's a nearly 4-hour-long interview, but it stuck out to me because, I say this every time, it's never like it is in the movies or on TV.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So you're watching the detectives for 4 hours, ask very few questions, and she goes on and on and on about her past relationship, everything. And then when you get to the part about what happened with Dr. Stefan Anderson, the man she killed, she says what she says, and then it's just, that's it. The two detectives just kind of get up and go, okay, thank you. And they walk out of the interview room, and then a uniformed officer comes in and starts reading her rights, searching her, putting the cuffs on to take her to jail. So it was like, it was just amazing, this nearly 4-hour-long interview. And at the very end, it was like the last 15, 20 minutes, she goes into what happened that night. And then there's no, okay, we got you, or we don't believe, or no. They just, okay, thank you, and leave. And then she's formally arrested and taken off to jail.
This dates back to what year again?
2013, and then the trial was 2014.
2014, and she received a sentence. Life.
And that's the other thing. This case also, a lot of times it is not uncommon for a woman to finally just had enough of being abused, that they will lash out and attack their abuser, and in some cases kill their abuser. That's what Ana claimed happened in this case, but the prosecutors say that's not it at all. And then the other part of this was sudden passion. Because if a jury finds sudden passion, you know this, it limits how much time they can get in prison. Well, you'll hear tonight why the jury said no, this was not sudden passion, and why she got life.
Well, we are very much looking forward to tonight's episode. Remember, you can watch that episode right here on KPRC 2+. That will stream at 6:30.